Three other commits just since the last time we talked to you, which was about a month ago. Just wanted to get your take on a few guys here. We got the 51st rated wide receiver in the country, Sivion Ellis. He's out of Miami, 50th rated player in the state. Big guy at 6'5", 220.
Yeah, I mean, Mullins had a reputation throughout his whole career of liking big-bodied wide receivers. And look, you're not going to replicate what a Kyle Pitts did for you but in 2020, that hybrid role. But, in the future, like Florida's going to have guys who they try and probably ask to do some of those things. But from now on, the way it's probably going to be put out there is, tight ends will be more asked to do what tight ends are doing, and wide receivers will be asked to do what wide receivers are going to do. Kyle Pitts was a unicorn. Kyle Pitts was unique. You're not going to get guys who can do that every year, who can play the tight end role, who can play the wide receiver role. So, when you go get these big-bodied wide receivers, you're going to ask that big-body wide receiver to be the receiving threat that Kyle Pitts was. No, you're not going to ask him to play inline tight end and go block 10 times a game, but you're going to ask him to go replicate some of those catches that Kyle Pitts made. And even that's going to be hard. That's how special that Kyle Pitts is, going, probably top 10 in next week's NFL draft. So, yeah, these big body wide receivers, Florida, and a lot of it depends on what style of offense Florida's going to run as well, Mark. When they go that dual threat quarterback run and start to run a lot more than they pass, they ask their wide receivers to block a whole lot. Now, it's one reason I think they like these big-bodied wide receivers to help in the run game, to help on these sweeps and these reverses, and when running backs pop runs on the outside, downfield blocking from these wide receivers. So Ellis, fits very, very good in that mold for a more traditional of a Dan Mullen offense.
Got a couple of products out of Tampa. Got an offensive tackle, highest rated player in the class as it stands right now in Tony Livingston, 18th rated player out of Florida. And you got another tight end here in CJ Hawkins. He also out of Tampa, 35th rated tight ends. So a couple other
Mark,
guys in March.
Those guys is just, where, they don't have a lot of experience. You have an offensive lineman, tight end roles. Kind of what they're kind of just maybe figuring out through high school and college. That's kind of what's going on there. So, we'll see. As I said, you're not necessarily going to ask, tight ends to be Kyle Pitts down the road. So we'll see how that goes, whether they transition from tight end to offensive line. That's kind of just where those guys stand right now.